Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make knittertaining videos here on Watch Barbara Knit. You're going to want to check in the description notes below. There you'll find details on everything I talk about in the video, as well as links to the various social media places I have online. You'll find links to my Ravelry store where you can get my patterns, the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group where you can join us to continue the conversations, and my Patreon if you would like to check that out and support me. Today, I have a Fave 5. Now, what Fave 5 is when I pick a theme and I then go and browse on Ravelry and pick out the things that at that moment are grabbing my attention, that fit that theme, that those are like, wow, if I was looking for this to knit this right now, these are the things that I would seriously consider casting on. I am not saying that they're no better than these. I'm not saying they're even perfect. I'm just saying that these are exciting me right now. And so for today's subject matter, in last month's Fave 5, I had a comment pop up. Here it is, and a request to do children's sweaters, kids sweaters. A viewer who said that she has 3 grandchildren and the 9-year-old, so 9, 6, and 3, and the 9-year-old wants matching sweaters. And so you got to knit 3 sweaters. I have to admit, my kid is gigantic. He's not huge, but he's taller than me. He is pushing 13, so kid sweaters are not really on my radar, but I had a lot of fun going and looking for them and picking out a few. Now, not all of these are going to fall into the super easy and simple because I can't resist things with beautiful details, but hopefully if you are looking to knit up a kid sweater or 2 or 3, you will find something here that you might really want to dig your needles into. So I use a screen share, so we're going to go and come browse with me. Here we have, it is called Bradford by Christelle Nihoul. I pronounced it wrong the first time, and I probably got it wrong again. My apologies. And I just can't get enough of these beautiful cables. It definitely would work for little boys or little girls. I love the V-neck. I'm particularly partial to V-necks. I love how it's styled with this collar. I think it looks great. And that it's in this Tweedy yarn. Of course, you can use whatever yarn you want, but I think this Tweedy yarn has a very, very classic look to it. And I just want to give you a moment to take a good look at the piece. And then we're going to look at a few of the other pictures. So you've got some handsome, look, he just looks so smart, but let's look at some details. So you've got this really pretty single cable detail on reverse stockinette, and then this little cable running down over the shoulder, and it looks like a drop shoulder. Yeah, so here's the seam, so you're not going to have the complexity of an inset shoulder, and I just think this is an absolutely lovely sweater. So now what I wanted to do is go over the details. So it's Bradford. Here is her name. I will not mangle it again. And let's see here. It's a DK weight, which is an excellent weight. 20 stitches and 30 rows equals 4 inches stockinette stitch, and it's on a size 6 or 4 millimeter needle. And let's see our sizing. So it is, here's in centimeters, and then 25 and a half, 27 and a quarter, 28 and a quarter, 30 and 3/4. I mean, so it's multiple different sizes. It's also in French. It's interesting, as I was looking at kids sweaters, I found a lot of the nice, like the ones that I really liked the most, they were French designers, which maybe French people just really like knitting sweaters for their kids, is possible. French language, actually. I don't want to assume that they are from France because there are a lot of different countries that speak French. But it says the sweater is worked from the top with set-in sleeves. Okay, it is a set-in sleeve method. It looks very cool. Backs and fronts are worked separately before joining them to work the body. Positive ease. I just think I really like this piece. It's absolutely, this is definitely going to be a bit higher on the complexity level. This isn't a super simple piece, but it is going to be a classic piece. I mean, the word is overused, but it's going to be an heirloom quality piece. So I just wanted to start off with this just gorgeous sweater. And here, sizes available, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So this doesn't go down to babies, but it starts with 4 years old. And so I'm looking in the kid range. Okay, so that's our first one. Our next one, this is Sweater Shirt by Kate Oates. Let me tell you, when I saw this one, I'm like, this is the sweater that you can slap on any kid. It is completely unisex. It is I can totally see like living in this sweater. I want one in adult size. It's a very straightforward, it's got this subtle color blocking, but I'm sure if you didn't want to do that, you wouldn't have to. But I really like how she's gone with this monochromatic look. So it's subtle and it's got the detail without being like super striped. Of course, if you wanted to do high contrast, of course you could. I could see this being, green and light green, and then you'd be like Steve from Blue's Clues. But it's just a beautiful piece. I'm going to pull up this one. You can see I love this little detail, which gives you that sweatshirt look. This little triangle here. It's got a great ribbed collar. Let's see. And then this little split here. Again, it really drives home the comfy, casual, wear this with anything kind of outfit. And oh my gosh, I cannot talk about how adorable this child is. And I had a really hard time picking these out because I was highly, highly distracted by all of the adorable children. So it's like, babies. And you can see it's long enough so that, and this is one of the things I'm frequently having my son raise his hands up in the air to make sure that his tummy's not showing. So I like the length on this. And it's just a classic piece. So we'll go into the details for it. This is Sweater Shirt by Kate Oates. Again, it is a DK weight. I think DK weight is great because it's not chunky enough to look chunky, but it's not like you're not knitting a fingering weight sweater. So it's a nice medium between speed and delicacy. We have US size 5, 3.75 millimeter, and a US 6. Usually when you're looking at this smaller needle size, that's going to be used for the ribbing because it tightens it up and makes it look a lot neater. Now the size range on this is fabulous. You have 12 months, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. So you could make this sweater and it could last, this pattern could last forever, and you can make it multiple times. It says casual and oversized, just like your favorite sweatshirt. Sweaters worked from the top down with drop shoulder. Now this one is a drop shoulder, seamless sleeve. So what that means is as you're making it, you're going to transfer the sleeve stitches to like waist yarn, come back, pick those up and knit them in the round so there's no seaming. Adventurous beginning knitters. Again, so this one is very much on the simpler side and could be great, and I'm guessing fairly darn fast to bust out. Again, the size range is from 12 months to 12 years, which is amazing. And she gives you all your measurements and everything that you need to be successful in this pattern. So love the Sweater Shirt from Kate Oates. Next, we're going to go again. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I love the classic look of this. And we've gone to a different construction. This is a raglan construction, which are super fun and easy to knit. And so this, I'm going to have to look at our details. I don't know if it's top down or bottom up yet, but it is a classic, elegant piece, truly unisex. You can make it in whatever color you want. You've got a nice ribbed collar, your raglan shaping, and I like the wide band between the raglan increases. It gives it a nice look. And then this sort of Charlie Brown motif. It's just a simple texture motif that's going across that bottom part. And I just think it just really drew me in. And I think it is a classic, and that it's echoed, that it jumps onto the bottom of the arms is a beautiful detail. So that's why I picked this one out. That's the one we're looking at. This is, look, it's got a triceratops. No, I don't know. I don't know what kind of dinosaur that is. I'm not going to go out on a limb here. I'm sure someone will tell me. But it is a fabulous piece. Let me make sure I'm only clicking on, so we just have these flat shots, okay? And let's look at the details. So look, 129 people have made this. This is Chuck by Lisa Chemery. And actually, I say it, there's 129 projects here. I have spoken to a lot of designers, and really for every one project you see showing up on Ravelry, most designers have sold at least 3 to 4 patterns. So the ratio of people who actually make projects versus make project pages versus the people who make the projects is very different. So this is in Rios. So this is a worsted weight. So this is a slightly heavier weight, which means it'll knit up faster. You're using a US size 8 or 5 millimeter and a 7, 4.5. Again, smaller needles probably for the ribbing. And our sizes are 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years. So this isn't going to carry all the way up into preteen, but it has a very nice range, and you can definitely make this for a wide range of kids and get more use out of it if you enjoy it. And again, see, it's also available in French. So it's just, I'm thinking the people who speak French might have it up on us with the baby sweater knitting. And so this is practical unisex crew neck sweater, features a sophisticated and rich chevron motif, nod to the, see, look, Charlie Brown. I told you, Charlie Brown. Work from the top down entirely seamlessly with raglan sleeves. It is a breeze to knit. The brocade chevron motif is rewarding, becomes intuitive. It can be omitted, and then you just have a plain crew neck sweater. So that is fantastic. I'm really curious. Twisted stitches. I was wondering how she was getting that V shape that outlines the, here, let me zoom in. See how you've got this V shape that outlines, and I was wondering how she's doing that, and it looks like based on the tags, she is doing that with twisted stitches, which are very easy to work. They're kind of like fake stitches. So, but they look really nice. Let's look at our sizes. Again, we've got 3 months to 8 years. This one has sort of shifted because some of the other ones don't start until like 2 years. This one goes all the way down to baby size. And we've got yarn requirements, a lot of wonderful information. So this is Chuck by Lisa Chemery. And then this next one, the pictures in this one, we're going to have to look at several of them because these kids, oh my God, they're so cute. This is Whippersnapper, which I think is hysterical, by Triona Murphy. And I love, again, this is a raglan shaping, but it seems to have a wider neckline. I love the progression through these different textures. I love that she did it in monochromatic, but you can do it in multicolor. I think it gives you a lot of room to play. And I'm not really sure what's going on in this texture. I think it's color work. I think there's a mixture because she started with this light blue. So you've got this light blue, this medium blue, and this dark blue. And I think in these in-betweens, the reason why this is a texture is she's striping somehow with something going on. I'm not real sure. The light blue and the medium blue. And so you're getting this kind of gradient effect. Ombre, if you will. And I think it's absolutely lovely. And then that she picks up the ribbing to echo the original color. I just think it makes it very harmonious. And this one definitely 100% unisex, boys or girls. And then look at this face. This face. This is a stinker face. And I say that with all the love because my kid you just know this kid is up to something, which is fabulous. But this one is great because you can see that this one is done just in multicolors. So it is super cool that way. And I think I don't know. I'm really curious. I would like to know what's going on in these textures. So it's just a gorgeous piece. And it looks very straightforward. Again, we've got the raglan and everything. So let's look at the details. Whippersnapper by Triona Murphy. This is a fingering weight. So what I was saying earlier, this one's going to take a little bit longer to knit, but the effects absolutely beautiful. The needle sizes are 1, 2.25, or 2, 2.75, ribbing on the smaller one. And our size range are 3 to 6, 6 to 12 months, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So this is definitely for younger children. It doesn't go up into the older children range, but I just think it's a beautiful piece. And we're going to look here because it goes all the way down to little babies. Says stripes, color work, textured. There's something very interesting going on in there. And if one of y'all do it, I'd love to hear what it is. But this color block sweater will take your mischievous little boy or girl from the playground to a fancy dinner. Ooh. Without missing a beat. Designed to show up a fabulous gradient set or use up leftovers. Oh, so this was a gradient set. So that's really cool. A sweater is constructed in one piece from the top down, raglan sleeves, no finishing. Weave it ends, block, and go. So that is fantastic. So you've got these series of, and this is a Miss Babs. Love Miss Babs. So I want it, Whippersnapper, it's just, I'm really curious what's going on in here. But I can't, nope. You know what? There is no color work. What I was seeing as color work was the highlights catching. It's just a really nice texture. So that is a really cool effect. Whatever's going on in this texture, it really brings a lot. So what it is stockinette, texture, stockinette, texture. So that makes it a lot easier. That really simplifies things because there's no color work going on there. So ignore the early thing I said about color work, okay? And that's one of those things. You can look at these pictures all you want, but unless you get the pattern, you don't really know what's going on. Now, the final pattern I have here is Asa by Talitha Koumi. I'm not sure on that one. And I do love this sweater, but I will say that I had an ulterior motive in this sweater because this is quite literally the only sweater for a person-sized person that I have ever knit. I made this sweater for my son. It's the only one I made. It was the very first sweater I ever made. So if you are a beginner, you should be able to muddle your way through this one. It is, as you can see, in bulky yarn, so it knits up fast. I love this striping across the chest. It allows you to pick out cute buttons. It is definitely very unisex. I really liked in this one that it's got this, I know I'm zooming through, it sort of has like a little stand-up collar, which I think is really cute. And it's a very straightforward knit. It's super cute. And it's a free pattern. So that is something I don't normally show y'all, but I wanted to because this is where I started. I tried to dig through and see if I could find my sweater that I knit, but unfortunately it's in a box somewhere. And you can see the sizes available are 2T, 4T, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it doesn't go down to babies, but it has a wide range through the toddler up to, almost teenager. But look at this. The top end you're going to need is 480 yards because it is a really bulky yarn. See, it says super bulky. And you're knitting it on size 11 needles. So if you need a sweater and you need it now, or if like our original requester, you need to make multiple sweaters, this one might just be the one that you need. As I said, I couldn't find the sweater, but I do have this picture of my son in the sweater to prove to you that I did make the sweater. I found super cute buttons. He actually helped me pick them out. I gotta tell you that the join in the front wasn't the best thing in the entire world, but that was totally knitter error. So this is the first and to date only sweater that I have ever knit, and it came out beautifully. Thank you, Talitha. So I hope TH, that maybe one of these might fit your needs, or at least you enjoyed the video. If anyone else has any suggestions for what I can do for a video, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.